Hey everybody, how are you? So apparently my countdown timer still doesn't like to transition like it should, but so welcome everyone. I am CK of CK's Antics. So I've been gone for 2 weeks, so thank you for coming back. If you missed me, I hope you did. And for those of you who don't know, the reason why I was gone, unfortunately my brother passed away. It'll be 3 weeks ago tomorrow. So the first week I didn't go live. Obviously I was home. For the funeral and everything like that, and then last week I had just gotten back and I just wasn't ready to go live yet. So yeah, so now I'm back, and we're almost at the end of March, which is crazy to think about. So man, I can't believe like March just like, it feels like March just kind of flew by. I'm on day today is day 8 of my self quarantine after coming back, because I'm required to quarantine basically, or stay at home for 14 days after traveling out of state. So yeah, so today is day 8, and guess what? It is spring, but the problem now, at least for me, is I don't know about you, where you fall on this. What, you know, I guess depends on where you live, what club you live in. But for me, like, oh man, oh thank you, Techonify, for welcoming me back. Yeah, so here's the deal, like with this whole like kind of spring time frame for me is that it is so. Well, yeah, like, there's this, like, time when you have, like, where the temperature likes to get really, really warm, but then cold. Like, you know, you have, like, a couple days of, like, you know, 70s up to 80s, and then all of a sudden it drops back down to, like, low 60s. So you don't want to quite turn your heater necessarily off in your house, but you also don't want to turn your air conditioning on. So right now I'm in the I don't want to turn my air conditioning on. However, I would, even though I'd like to, and honestly right now, the heat, I mean, I pretty much have my heater set like for 62, I think right now, because I just know how it's going to be, and for right now, I think that's fine, but it's too warm for me. Like right now, the house is, yeah, the thermometer says 76 in the house, which for me is way too hot. Like normally in the wintertime, I have mine set Oh, thanks, by the way. Oh, thank you, Techonified. Like, normally I have my temperature set in the house, like, during the winter, like, I like it cool. Like, I keep my house, like, at probably, like, 60, 68 to, like, 65. Like, I'll put it down to 65 or 64 when I go to sleep, and then pretty much, like, to 68 during the day. If I feel it gets a little bit too cold, and I find that I'm having to put on, like, multiple layers of clothes to stay warm. So right now, though, I'm in this, like, weird period of, like, for me, this is way too hot for me. So streaming right now with the lights and everything, I'm like, oh my god, I am sweating already. And this is crazy. Like, to me, this is way too hot. Whew. Yeah, so I will probably spend, if it stays like this, and I looked ahead, the temperature right now, like, yesterday got to, like, 86. Today, I think as high was, let me just check my smartwatch here. Today it got up to 73 today. Now it's going to climb back down, or not climb back down, go back down for the rest of the week, and we're looking like for at least the next week or so, probably down into the like mid to low 60s, which I'm happy about because that means I can at least sleep with my windows open and everything like that. But yeah, I just what I hate about this time of year is like having to decide when I really need to turn on the AC because like, ugh, this is so much. So I've got like all my fans in my house running for every single room in the house. I'm pretty much gonna, at least for right now, I will probably have to sleep in my guest room, which is on the main level. I've got a three-story like townhome that I rent out. And luckily the basement, what I call the basement, which is basically the first level, is decent in terms of temperature wise. So I pretty much like stay there. But then, like I said, the other problem is it's just like, I just hate this time of the month time of year really, where this is like temperature battle of like, is it gonna be hot or is it gonna be cold? So, well, so pretty much I slept downstairs yesterday. And I didn't have my guest room bed made up, so I slept on the recliner, but luckily the recliner is like, pretty much lays almost like flat, so that's really great. And it's a really comfy recliner, so not too bad. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so wow, we're almost into April. Comments still on screen. Yeah, my, yeah, I have to manually put the comments on and off because I haven't quite figured out like how to time them to come off right yet, Andy. So, yeah. So I just take them off when I remember to take them off. Pretty much how that works. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are right here, right now. So like I am like already, like I said, I'm already sweating. This is ridiculous. Woo, hot. But yeah, so those are things that are going on. Now we're getting into April. So obviously we're going to talk about the upcoming holidays that we've got coming up. And because we're rolling into a new month, I'm going to quickly go over all of the major, well, not all of it, but like all the month-long celebrations or awarenesses that are happening in April. And talk about one that really isn't on this list, but we'll talk about that later because it's kind of cool because I really like it. And they're happening again this April, so we'll talk about that. We're going to talk Falcon Winter Soldier and a new show that one of my other brothers got me into, which was Resident Alien. Again, both of these will be spoiler free, but I'm just showing you things that I enjoy. And then stuff that's just recently came out, like basically came out yesterday, just started, whether they're TV series or movies. And then some movies that are coming up this week. So we'll talk about that. And of course, anything funny and interesting that I found on the internet. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started here. Let's talk about the interesting things that I did find on the internet. So here is what I have. So first up, right, this is a long one right here. This one is all for tomorrow. Whoops. Let's get that out of the way here. And this is, it's huge in terms of how many things that there are on this list. But like you can see, there are quite a few things. So we obviously tomorrow, for those, you know, in the UK, you have to basically spring ahead. That's when your spring ahead starts. So now you're finally going to be, I believe now 5 hours difference, 4 from the East Coast. So you spring ahead tonight. So I'm sorry that you lose an hour of sleep tonight. I apologize. That's rough. We were there 2 weeks ago, so I know how you feel. We got another holiday coming up. The Holly holiday, National Black Forest Cake Day, National Black Forest Cake Day, which is really good. If you've ever had Black Forest cake, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. National Something on a Stick Day, which is literally that. It's like any type of food on a stick. Popsicles, corn dogs. That's really what we could celebrate it on that day. National Triglycerides Day. That's a big word. National Weed Appreciation Day. And no, this is not the weed that you smoke. That comes up next month, 420. This is actually about weeds that you grow, that grow in the yard, grow out wild. And I've learned last year, because, I've been doing this. It's hard to believe that I've actually been doing this now for a year. My 1 year little reminder came up on my Facebook page earlier this week, because I started just going live out of the blue last year when I got sent home to work from home, and I was needing something to do, and I did not expect to still be doing this a year later. So I actually started doing these national holidays things last year. So last year when I talked about National Wheat Day, a friend of mine actually told me that she lives on a farm, has a lot of acres and all that kind of stuff, that she was talking about all these weeds that are actually edible and types of things you can do to cook them and eat them or use them like as seasoning. And it's crazy, like stuff that you would never think of. I'm like, really? So yeah, so that's what Weed Appreciation Day is about these things that we typically hate growing. We see growing these weeds, but they actually have some good uses to them. And then we have, obviously, Palm Sunday is coming up, which is tomorrow. And then we have, Respect Your Cat Day, which is a very important one. Because if you have a cat, it's important that you do respect your cat. Because here's what I learned. This is kind of interesting what I learned about this. Today, I actually found out about this. The whole cat scratch fever, not only is that a song, but like it's a true thing. So I read an article that some medical experts have tied that people with schizophrenia, they check their blood work or something like that, and they found that a higher percentage of those that are been identified with schizophrenia got scratched, or I guess it's more of like a misdiagnosis, where they got scratched by a cat and gave them symptoms very similar to schizophrenia. So cat scratch fever, which is a real thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because it's like, really? That's a thing? But it is a thing, folks, which is kind of crazy to think about. But so, and then the other thing is don't know why I thought it was funny. Anyways, but yeah, so if you have a cat, just be careful. Make sure if they do scratch you, you clean out the wound and everything properly, bandage it up. You definitely don't want to get an infection in that or anything else, because that doesn't sound good. And of course, let your friends know. So if they see anything odd or weird about you after getting scratched by a cat, then you know what to do, and you can go get help. So yes. Oh yeah, and thanks. Yeah, congratulations for you. Yeah, it's crazy. I did not expect to do this a year later. I didn't expect that I'd continue doing this, but I've actually really enjoyed streaming. I don't know what it is that I like necessarily. Maybe I don't know. I just find it easy. I find it fun and entertaining for me. And friends of mine found it entertaining as well, so I continue doing it. So yeah, and maybe someday I can make some legit money doing this. So we'll see. Okay, so next up we have for Monday, we've got National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day. We got National Smoke and Mirrors Day, which is more like magician kind of day, and then we have National Vietnam War Veterans Day. Then on Tuesday we have Doctors Day, National I Am in Control Day, which is a good one, because sometimes I think we kind of need that. We want to know that we are in control. And National Pencil Day. I don't know how many people use pencils, but hey, it is a pencil day. Or if you have a favorite pencil, some of us, grew up with like the pencils you actually had to sharpen, not the little clickety-click ones, even though I eventually got to the clickety-clicks. And, the mechanical ones. We have National Virtual Vacation Day, which I think a lot of us probably have been doing over the last years trying to make our own virtual vacation, since we couldn't really go anywhere. We have National Take a Walk in the Park Day, which is a very nice one. Get out, get some fresh air. The weather's getting nicer now, so hopefully you can do that come Tuesday. Hopefully you have some nice weather where you can go out and do that. And then Turkey Neck Soup Day, which I don't know. I've never had turkey neck soup, so I can't really say whether I like it or not, but that's one of them. And then on Wednesday, we've got National Crayon Day, National Tater Day or Tater Tots, and World Backup Day. Then on Thursday, of course, we've got April Fool's Day. I'm so glad I'm not really working in an office. I'm not really a fan of April Fool's Day. I love playing jokes and pranks, but it's just something about being at work on April Fool's Day, because it's just, I don't know about you, but for me, like, I always feel like I'm in this like kind of heightened state of like, okay, is this a joke? What am I gonna do? Because I do like to screw with people, mess with people, I know that they also like to get back at me, and so then that April 1st day is just kind of stressful for me. So anyways, I'm glad that I'm still at home doing that on April Fool's Day. And then we got Major League Baseball for those in the US that care about it, and for those of you who live outside the United States but still love to watch baseball and are very interested in tracking it. official day kicks off on April 1st. And then we've got Maundy Thursday, National Burrito Day on Thursday, which I'm definitely looking forward to. And then we got Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action, which is a huge, long phrase for just saying stop, like smoking cessation or stop tobacco use. But apparently we have to take down tobacco. National Day of Action. So anyways, that is all happening Thursday. Then for Friday, we have Good Friday. We got National Children Picture Book Day, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, World Autism Awareness Day, and then on to Saturday, National Find a Rainbow Day. If you live in Hawaii, this one should be pretty easy. Getting rainbows on Hawaii usually is pretty easy, even if it just missed for a little bit during the day. And then, of course, World Party Day, which is great that it falls on a Saturday, because who doesn't like to go out and have a good time? So, but those are all your holidays that are coming up this week. So speaking of holidays that are coming up this week, I think next thing I'm going to show you, if this is correct, would be like what's the month-long type of holidays we're going to talk about for April. So yes, I am correct. So good. So here they are. We're just going to quickly go through them because there are a lot for April, month-long holidays. We have a Couple Appreciations Month, Distracted Driving Awareness Month, Keep America Beautiful Month, Move More Month, so obviously get active, which is good because it is springtime for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Starting to get a little bit warmer, hopefully we can get outside and do some stuff and get a little bit healthier instead of being all cooped up inside indoors. National Decoration Month, National Garden Month. Hey, by the way, if you live in the US and you're near a Lowe's, I hear selective Lowe's are starting to offer, starting on the 1st of April, every Thursday, a free gardening kit for you. You just have to go to their website and register, and then you can go and pick up, drive-by pickup, basically, or curbside pickup, a garden kit for free. So that's pretty cool. And they each week's like a different gardening kit. So I'm not sure if you can select which one or if you just kind of get on a waiting list. But I thought that was kind of neat. We also have National Humor Month, of course, being one, April Fool's Day, and apparently April's the month of laughter and having fun, right? Humor. National Internship Awareness Month as well, a National Pecan or Pecan, however you want to pronounce it. It is certainly up to you. National Pet Month, which is always a good one, and this is any type of pet. Cats, dogs, birds, cows, horses, I think any pet, anything you think is a pet. This is the month to celebrate your special animal or pets in your house. National Soft Pretzel Month. Now, normally, I like pretzels, but I never really realized how good pretzels truly can be if they're cooked or baked right. And I learned this in Germany, where they truly do understand the types of flour to make various types of bread. And I very much enjoyed getting a pretzel on the weekends. It was kind of my treat if I went out in town during these, during the summer or really whenever. And they had these little booths, like literally a booth where only like one person can fit in, where they just sell pretzels all day, which was great. So yes. National Pretzel Month, Soft Pretzel Month, National Soy Food Month, National Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month, which is good. Scottish American Heritage Month is this month, or coming up in April, and Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and then finally, Stress Awareness Month. So those are all your national holidays or things happening in April. And there's one more that's not on this list, and that is this right here, which is known as Lita Live Every Day in April. And this is really how I kind of even got more and more comfortable really talking in front of the camera. So if you want to join, you can. The link is below. It's also, let's see if I can remember where I put it. It is also somewhere down here. I had a little link, but anyways, it is in the description. Or you can just go, I think, to litachallenge.com. But yeah, so anyways, this is great. It's a free thing you can do. Lori Petrucci runs it from Live Streaming Pros. It is a lot of fun. I did this last year during August, so they did this twice last year, once in April, once in August. And you really just you get to learn how to be comfortable in front of a camera. So if you are still doing meetings at home or you're at work, but you can't like join in like in a conference room, so you're still technically joining meetings via some camera in your office, and you're still wanting to maybe be better present in the camera, get a little bit more relaxed and all that kind of stuff, and just be more natural and just be more you. This is a great opportunity to do that because you can do this right here. Like I said, it's free. So you do have to have Facebook. So you'll log into a Facebook. It's a closed Facebook group. The community is really great. And then literally every day you get a task to complete every day. And it's quite simple because you just do the task. You go live inside the Facebook group and people will, watch you. You'll get comments, you can interact. So you kind of learn how to do all that kind of stuff while they're there. And some of these tasks are fairly simple and some of them get really hard. I'll be honest, some of them are very difficult. They'll kind of take you out of your comfort zone, which is part of the challenge of making you more comfortable on, obviously, the camera. So anyways, that's it right there. If you are interested in doing that, certainly go ahead, feel free to head on over to that. Again, link is down in the description below, but it's called Lita Live Every Day in April. So next we're going to talk about funny finds. So first of all, let's talk about the Suez Canal. If you haven't read about the Suez Canal yet, or seen anything on it, you clearly must be living under a rock, because it's like everywhere, and there's a whole bunch of memes on this right now. But just to give you graphically, if you're like, I don't even know where the Suez Canal is, okay? Totally okay, I understand. So I'm just going to give you a quick geography of where it is. So here we go. It's all zoomed in right now, but here let's zoom out for you and show you where the Suez Canal is. It's in towards the Middle East, right? And it's right off between basically Africa. Okay, so up here on the top right there is the Mediterranean. Let's see if I get that right. Yeah, so up here is the Mediterranean. That's the body of water up there. That's the Mediterranean Sea, right? So if you go further north or go up on that little map, then you get into Europe, right? So there's the Mediterranean Sea, and then you've got the continent of Africa down here, right down here, this little corner on the left, down here on the left. That's the continent of Africa. And then on the other side, where the little red pin mark there, that's Saudi Arabia, basically, right here. So just to give you an idea, that right there, the little red pin that is where the canal is, Suez Canal. So as you can see, the Suez Canal is actually very, very narrow, because when you start zooming in on this, you start realizing, like, holy crap, like that little line of the canal is about as wide as where they highlight major roads. Just to give you an idea of truly how narrow this is. Just want to give you that idea. So anyways, now let's go to the hilarious memes about what happened in the Suez Canal. Because I found these hilarious, at least, well, I did. So anyways, first of all, we have this one right here where you've got the ship being represented there, me being the ship, and you got one side you have procrastination, and you have the other one being productive, and then that little dot in front of the tip of the ship, right, is you making a list of things you need to do, which is representative of the little itty bitty, which looks little itty bitty compared to the size of the container ship that got stuck. Is the thing trying to help dig it out of being stuck, really, is what's happening. But that's one of them, which I found pretty humorous. You may not, but I did. I found it quite humorous, because that is very, very true. Then we got this one. And this is literally a ship. If you actually Google and look for like aerial images of it, like there are several aerial images of the ship stuck in the Suez Canal. That's it right there. Like I said, this thing is very narrow. As you can see, the ship literally can't even crosswise. If the ship was literally across, the ship is actually longer than the width of the canal. So they said, have you tried this? WD-40 on each side, which I find is pretty funny as well. And then you've got this one right here, where this is the vessel, the motor vessel Evergreen. And of course, those are my tasks, the big gigantic ship, and that little forklifty looking thing, shovel looking thing, trying to dig out of those tasks, me dutifully chipping away at my task, which again, I find humorous. And then there's this one, which again, and then you can see that little bulldozer right there. The $1,400 stimulus check that the U.S. Many U.S. citizens got, compared to the 11th month of pandemic debt and loans, which again, I do find some humor in that. I think you have to find some humor in things that could be stressful. And then finally, we've got this lovely little tweet right here, which is really a nice little poem, and it is, "My name is Boat, and when I'm tired, but ship working is required, then all I want is little snooze. I turn to side and block the Suez." So I thought that was pretty funny. But yes, those are all the funny things that I found regarding the Suez Canal. Now, the next one I have up is actually a pretty good one, at least, well, I think it's pretty good. And that is this amazing tattoo artist that takes two types of designs here, and this tattoo artist is Matt Rule, and he takes your normal kind of comic type artist or art rendering, and then puts it like with more of a natural nature state kind of rendering of things. And I think this is great. So these are amazing tattoos, and I think they're pretty cool. And you can see them right here. One of my favorites is, well, honestly, these are all so good that it's kind of hard to pick which one. Is, like I said, they're so good. Where's one that I really enjoyed? Like, here you go. Here's this nice little doggo looking one, right? You've got some cartoon dog with, of course, the face of a real dog, and then, of course, the dog thinking of really a little sketch artist of the dog. So that's one of them. Here's another one. Like, that's pretty sweet. You've got like a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like mask going on with a guy in a beard, and of course like the Tweedledum hat that I like to call that. So again, I think these are really cool. So yeah, this is all his artwork, and I think this is like super cool. And you know, honestly, if you're looking for a tattoo and you kind of want something unique, maybe you can go to him, and if you have an idea of what you kind of want. But anyways, I think these are great tattoos. I thought they were pretty cool. I don't have any tattoos myself, but still, this would definitely make me might want to get a tattoo. So anyways, those are all those things. And then next we have things that are coming up in terms of TV shows, movies, and stuff like that this week. Most of these, 3 of these have actually come out. And then the 4th comes out this week, which is Godzilla versus Kong. And it comes out on HBO Max, as well as in theaters if you want to go to the theaters, because you don't have HBO Max. Now, I never really got into never watched any of these in the theaters, like the whole Kong or King Kong or Kong Skull Island or Godzilla or any of those. But I do like them if they're on TV. Certainly, I'll watch them. Speaking of which, I just watched earlier today Kong Skull Island, which I really enjoy. And of course, they're playing a lot this week because, of course, the movie is coming out this week. So obviously, they're kind of getting you kind of a recap of all the ones that have come out already. So, but anyways, those are some of them. And I think I have this set up where I can give you a little bit better close up here. Yep, I do. Yeah, thought I did. So just to kind of give you a quick one, so you got Invincible that's already out right now. So this one came out yesterday, starting yesterday, which is a series. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's Invincible. It's a comic series. You have the Irregulars, which came out on Netflix on Friday. Also a series, which is apparently canon from Sherlock Holmes. So there's some, if you like Sherlock Holmes, you might like this. I haven't looked at it yet. Then we have the Mighty Ducks Game Challenge and Game Challenger. And this is a series that is on Disney Plus. Yeah, Disney Plus. And then of course, Godzilla versus Kong, which is good too. So I will not be watching on HBO Max. I will wait until it comes out streaming at some point in time later. But if you're interested, these are all the things that are coming out this week or are currently out, because you might find them interesting. So I just wanted to share them with you just in case you do find them quite interesting. So next, of course, now we're going to go to, all the things that I like to review. And this week I'm only got 2 things I'm going to review. We've got, of course, Falcon Winter Soldier and Resident Alien. So here we go. Let me, just going to move myself to my seated position here. And we'll go ahead. This way we can sit down and have a little chit chat. So first of all, let's talk about Resident Alien, because so this is new. It's on Sci-Fi, if you're wondering. It's on the Sci-Fi channel. I recently got introduced to this. It's actually in its first season. It actually came out end of January. My brother, one of my brothers had mentioned it to me a few weeks ago, and he kept asking me if I had seen it. And I'm like, no, I haven't seen it yet, but I remember seeing the previews, but I just kind of forgot about it. So while we were all home and everything, we watched an episode or 2. He got me to watch an episode or 2, and honestly, I got sucked into it. So then when I got home, I basically finished everything that's most recent. So there's 10 episodes in total. The 9th episode just aired this last week, so it airs Wednesdays at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Sci-Fi channel, and it's really good. So the premise is this guy comes down to Earth He's on a mission. Unfortunately, his spacecraft crashes, so then he's stuck now on Earth. He ends up having to take a human form of a body, and this all comes out in the first episode. So again, I promise you no spoilers or anything like that. And so anyways, he's trying to learn how to basically be a human in the current day. So he crashes, and he ends up taking the human form is kind of off in the mountains in Colorado. He finds this cabin in the woods, so he figures this is probably a good person to take the body of, and so he does. And while he's trying to learn how to be human, we kind of get some flashbacks of him learning how to be human, which is pretty funny. And of course, like anything I think we've seen where an alien has to learn how to be human, or someone who's learning to speak like English from another language, what do? They watch TV. So he obviously is watching TV to learn all these things, which is pretty funny. Anyways, unbeknownst to him, the body that he takes happens to be a doctor. Because he is off in the woods somewhere, living near a small town, he ends up becoming the town doctor, because the town doctor ends up, dying, and he actually gets called in to figure out like the cause of death. He has actually no clue how to do these things, so of course then he has to resort to like YouTube and the internet to figure out how to do his job, which I think is quite humorous. So there's that. Anyways, so there's, like I said, there's 10 episodes. It's really good. It's humorous. It's about, I think it's an hour. I think they're hour-long programs. Obviously, with commercials and everything, it's like 40 minutes. But I find them really good. I was able to find them. I have Sling TV. So the version of Sling TV that I have on demand as well. So I can watch all of them on demand, which is how I got caught up. Same thing if you've got, whatever your service provider is, you might be able to, if you get Sci-Fi Channel, you might be able to get on demand if you want to catch up with them. So just an idea, but really good. I do really enjoy it. I'm going to be very interested to see how this season ends. It did get a thumbs up for season 2, so that's good, because and this is kind of one of the reasons I told my brother, I hate getting into stuff where I think it'd be really interesting and then only get a season in and then find out it gets canceled. For example, or a season or 2 in and it gets canceled. For example, Orville. I really liked Orville, and I think I made it a season or 2, and then it got canceled, and then I think they brought it back like on Hulu, and then it stopped. So, and I don't think it's ever going to come back, but I really enjoyed that. So anyways, I really highly recommend this if you kind of like sci-fi, kind of alien humor type stuff, because this is really good. I really enjoyed it. So there's that. Now, the other one we're going to talk about today, of course, is going to be Falcon Winter Soldier, and this is on Disney Plus. Now, again, no spoilers. Now, it's hard. This was hard for me because it's, we just came off of WandaVision, which was amazing. So, like, in your mind, you're at least for me, like, I have this, like, idea of what I kind of expectations, really more like not ideas, but more of an expectation, right? But here's also the deal. So WandaVision wasn't supposed to come out first. I think of the 3 that were supposed to come out, Winter Soldier, Loki, and then WandaVision, all these series that are coming on Disney Plus. WandaVision was actually supposed to come out last, I believe, in that series, and Falcon Winter Soldier was the first. So because of the pandemic and everything, and the timing of when things had to be shot, where things had to be shot, there were delays in Falcon Winter Soldier and stuff like that. So they ended up moving WandaVision forward in that whole timeline. So, but here's the deal. Like, it is really good. So episode 1, we're on 2 episodes. Second episode just came out last night. So it comes out every Friday, just like WandaVision. But unlike WandaVision, this is only going to be 6 episodes, 9. I think there were 9 in WandaVision. So, and these are a little bit longer episodes, so they're more around like the 45-minute from the, at the start, like more in the 45-minute range. But here's kind of what the deal is. What I'm liking, obviously a lot more action than you got in WandaVision. The character playoff between Falcon and what used to be Winter Soldier, and technically he's now the White Wolf after spending his time, which is Bucky. You don't remember, whole Endgame, and then he was in Oh shoot, where was he at? Oh, he was in Wakanda, right? And he was getting healed and everything, and he got the whole new arm from Wakanda and everything like that, and Black Panther and all that stuff. So, and then he got the name White Wolf. So anyways, those two, like last week we got to see this, or sorry, this last previous week. Let's no, I'm all over the place. Episode 1, let's talk episode 1. So episode 1 is more of a backstory, kind of helping us kind of get back to where we at in the whole time. We're supposed to be, I believe, in 2023. So this is about like 6 months post the coming back of everyone being snapped, and then everyone coming back. So it's about 6 months post Endgame, or yeah, Endgame, I think. So this is, so you kind of get some backstory. You get more idea of who Sam is, who is the Falcon, which is really nice, which I really definitely enjoy getting. And you get some of that, and you kind of find out what Sam does with the shield, with Cap's shield after he gets it, you know, because at the end of Endgame, you find out that, you know, when, you know, Captain America came back, he came back a much, much older Captain America, like Grandpa America, and he ends up passing the shield on to Sam. And so now Sam has to decide what he needs to do with the shield. And then you've got another kind of story happening where Winter Soldier, or you know White Wolf, is out, and he's dealing basically with, you know, kind of life now after the blip, and who is he, like kind of trying to understand who he is. So he's kind of going through therapy right now, and so you're kind of seeing these two stories. That's basically episode 1. Episode 2, which was yesterday, came out yesterday. Now they're chasing down, obviously, a new bad group, bad guys, right? Bad guys, bad gals, a new group, and oh yeah, oh good, thank you, Techonify. Yeah, not spoiling. Yeah, I definitely don't want to spoil for sure. But yeah, he is now. So now they kind of team up. Now you finally get them to team up, and I was kind of, they don't really show you like how they team up. So I think they were probably working together, but what we see is in the beginning we just kind of see them in two separate storylines, kind of a little bit. But here's the kind of cool thing, at least, well, I thought it was cool, is they play off of each other so well. Like they've got these just great, like, there's this one scene where they are basically doing therapy together, and their lines are just, they're so great. Like it's just an awesome scene. And then of course we've got some spoilers, or like some new things that are showing up towards the end. And of course, you know, obviously they got to do that, right? So at the end, that makes you just kind of want the next episode. So, and that's pretty much where we're at. So, you know, they're working together to go after this new vigilante group. And now, so that's kind of where we're at the end of episode 2. But I'm really liking it. It's definitely intriguing and it's interesting. And of course, I like to watch new rock stars. I like their after videos where they show like in detail like every little Easter egg and all that kind of stuff, and kind of their theories. I like to listen to the theories and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really liking it so far. So it's it's like a love-hate relationship when it comes to having to wait a whole week for a season and not just being able to binge it. But then there's this also, I like that idea because it gives you a little bit more time for yourself to, especially if you're a fan of both the Marvel Universe as well as like the comics themselves, kind of figuring out, okay, what's happening, what's going to happen next, you know, how are they going to take the story? Because of course they take a little bit of what's in the comic realm, and then they take stuff from the Marvel comic universe, the MCU, and they're kind of building that story off of that. So it is kind of nice to see that. So, and especially for me, not really reading the comics, that's where I really love like kind of following new rock stars, is because there are so many people that have just nerded out in the comics and live in the comics world and hardly watch the Marvel films. So it's fun listening to them because I'm hearing about characters I've never really heard about and all that kind of stuff. So this is really interesting. So it is getting really good. And of course, just like WandaVision, I'll be sad when it's all over. But then of course, then we got a little bit to wait, and then it's Loki. It's next. But anyway, so let's just focus though. Let's just enjoy the moment we have right now with Falcon, Winter Soldier. And that is all the reviews that I have. That's everything I have for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And yeah, so wow, it is so hot in here. Oh my goodness. Like I look like I mean, looking at my screen, I look all glistening because it is really hot. I'm like, did it get hotter in here during? No, it didn't. It's still 76 degrees, but it feels ridiculously hot. And I'll be glad to go back down to the main level of the house where definitely it's going to be cooler. I don't have a temperature down there, but I'm sure it's got to be at least hopefully 70. You know, I got the fan going and everything, so that helps. But yeah, but anyways, yeah. So those are all the things that happened this week. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned something new. And I'm glad to be back. It's nice to be back in live and doing all these fun things. And I have a new little plushie that I added to my little set. This one comes from the tea turtle, like where I get a lot of my t-shirts from. But that's just a nice little plushie that I thought was really cute. So I added it too, because I like plushies as well. Hence this one here. And there's some others that you really don't see that are down below actually. So but that's everything I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a great week. And for those in the UK, like Technify, I'm sorry that you got to lose an hour of sleep tonight. I apologize. I know the first week after doing that is pretty rough. So hopefully you can recover pretty well and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again here next week. And be careful. April Fool's Day is coming up. So be careful because there are people out there that want to mess with you on Thursday. I think it's Thursday, April 1st. So just keep your head on a swivel that day. All right, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you all again next week, hopefully. And bye-bye.